Alright guys, big thank you from DoubleSat. So this tutorial, we want use HTML and CSS now take run this design where you see for your screen here. So we will use SCSS take tidy the whole thing, not really the vanilla CSS. So if you never know how SCSS the work, I could advise you to watch my tutorial on SCSS. I could leave the link to that video on the description of this video. All right, before I jump into yourself, I want just use opportunity to tell on Happy New Year because I know say don't see what drop video here. But even though say the year still young, January after 80 days, don't finally they finish. So I just say before January go turn to February, make a try shook one or two tutorial inside this YouTube channel. So anyhow, welcome to 2023. Okay, so if you look this design, it looks complicated a bit, but actually, if you understand how to use your third eye to the observe design, you see and say it not really did that complicated. So I want to just see how we take tidy arm and help you understand better what you need to do to achieve something exactly or close to this. So mind you, this tutorial I just I'll call it crash tutorial, meaning I'm not gonna really do some best practices kind of stuff. I'll just do some basic things just to quickly make sure so we get this whole stuff. But anyhow, no need to talk many talk more. We'll jump into tutorial and we'll see how we'll take tidy this stuff. So for my code currently, I get this index.html and my basic CSS. If you see if you watch my tutorial, you know now I must always use reset the CSS to reset my browser. Then for the style, I just declare this digit color and this font family Poppins. You get so I grab Poppins now from Google Fonts, then I already declare my styles and the rest. So anyhow, the first thing where I say we need to do we need to observe this design again. If you look this design, you see and say it gets two sections. The very first section now, this is how I get pencil for draw for the screen, but just follow my mouse, me understand. So the very first section, now this side where I say gets okay. This section, most say this whole thing in one section, but we did divided into two columns, a hem after like that to make you understand. So the very first column now this infrared hidden places now we get this explore where they rotate for the corner here. Then the second column now be the whole of this decoration. I hear the main work day, and I hear we really want to focus on. But what we need to do here, we need to use grid now to take separate this whole thing. So that I'll just do now. I'll just mark up quickly. First things first, I'll create a wrapper div. Then inside this wrapper div, we'll create content. So this content now, now I go house this infrared hidden places now, this text where here now, this explore. While we'll create another div now we'll call decoration. Now that's div. Now I go house this whole part. So I'll duplicate this, then decoration. So now inside content now we get I'll use span, small text, explore. Then I'll create another div now, I'll call them heading title. So inside this heading title now, we'll just type infrared hidden places. Okay, so now I'm gonna save. And I think I already washed this thing here. Okay, yeah. So the next thing we need to do now, if you see this particular area of the design, you see and say this similarity gets three long rectangles again. if you look this part now, see this line where they and I was separated. You see, I see this side now one long rectangle, the middle now another long rectangle, while the very last part now another long rectangle again. So meaning we'll get 3 rectangles now inside this particular column now, right? So what we fit do here, we fit still use grid to create these 3 rectangles. Then we start to add our different contents inside these rectangles. So what I go do next now, inside this decoration, I'll create a class. I think when I do this, I call this in louvers. It needs to be louvers now. Those things where they window that time now, just like the way your normal sliding window did now. When I put like stay holders, they're going to be louvers. So I just call them louvers because I don't really know how to give things name. So I'll call them louver. Then we go duplicate into 3 places. So the first one, the second one, the third one. Then I'll create another class inside here again. I'll call them decoration underscore large, because the word observer, this one they bigger. The first one also they bigger than this second one. Then I think the third one is the smallest. So I go do decoration large, decoration medium, and decoration small. So now inside this first decoration now, if you observe now, you see and say we get this digit now where they rest for the back of this rounded circle, and inside this circle now we get image inside. So what we need to do here, inside the first decoration now, which is this decoration large now, I'll create h1 tag. Then I'll give a class, I'll call it digits. Then inside now, we'll type it in. Then when you break and come down, I'll create another div, I'll call it circular. Then inside the circular, we'll go add image class. But for now, I'll just comment them out. So exactly the same thing needs to happen for this other section, but the difference now be say, or for this other rectangle, but the difference now be say we'll get small text for the bottom here. So what you want to do now, I'll just copy what it inside here. Then I'll come decoration medium. I'll paste the same thing. Then this circular here, since the picture how they appear first, I'll make sure say the circular they above the digits. Then after the digits, we'll create a paragraph now. We'll give them class of copy. That'll be digit copy. Oh. So if you look at it, I say the New York Botanical Garden / United States Bedford Park. So the New York Botanical All right, so I'll save, then I'll check the state of things. Okay, so explore the New York Botanical Garden, United States Bedford Park. All right, so now for the next, which is the smallest rectangle here now, we'll get the Prospect Park / United States Brooklyn, then just the image. So what we need to do, we don't add image or no, we'll never add. So I'll just copy. Abi? Oh, I haven't made a mistake. Okay. I don't make small mistake, no say. Decoration large, decoration medium, decoration small. So inside this medium, we get circular, no closing div. Okay. So we'll just copy this commented out image and paste them here. All right, so circular digit and this copy. So we need exactly the same thing, but excluding the digits. So I'll just paste here, delete this digit, then make sure say this first child go be copy. So to the right there, prospects park. Prospects Park, United States, Brooklyn. All right, so now we don't run our markup finish, I believe, because I don't really want to dive into creating this arrow, this O, and this W here. So if you want to do them by the end of it, so I just take them as an assignment, do it yourself, but I'm not going to involve for inside this one. So we'll start the styling now. So the very first thing we need to do, we'll target the wrapper. We'll target the wrapper, then let's see if I divide this into two, so I could even see the other side. It will make sense. So that goes easy for me to understand how my markup they work pass. Okay, make me nice. So we'll target wrapper now, yeah? Then inside this wrapper, I'll create a padding of 60 pixels for the top and the bottom, then 0 pixel left and right. Then we'll set a max width of 1200 pixel and width could be 100%. The margin could be 0 auto, and display will be grid. Then we'll say grid template columns now. Since we create two columns, we'll say the first one be 300 pixel, while the next one will be 900 pixel. So since this tutorial not be responsive, because the design obviously no responsive variation there, I need to keep myself on how to make this things responsive. I just try to achieve that exact thing where it is for there. So align items now will be flex end. So the reason why we use flex end now to make sure see at the end of the day, this infrared in place now, everything will rest for the bottom. Yeah, I get. So you don't even observe the see the thing that wow, we P did like this. That's our markup there wrong again. Let's now go where the cash me the cost of this thing. So okay. So it was supposed to be alright now, sure. Alright. So what we need to do next, inside this wrapper, we'll target content and we'll target decoration, which is the two column inside the wrapper. So for now, for the contents, more leave on first. More just do the major decoration. Or you know what? More just set some font sizes, make it not be like would they leave and hanging. So small text, I believe. We'll set the small text font size to be like 14 pixel. Then for the heading title, we'll set the font size to be like 45 pixel, make it for big. Then the font weight could be 600. And we'll text transform to capitalize. Then we'll just say the color could be digit color, which is this very same color what we'll declare for the top here. So we'll see how it be currently. Okay. And we'll just set small margin bottom to 20 pixel. Okay. Since the span, the small text and span, I will need to do a display block so that margin go affect them. All right. So for now, we'll leave it like this first. We'll focus on this area now. So the first thing we need to do here, we need to set display to grid for this decoration because we want to create a tree rectangle. So display now, we'll set on to grid. Then we'll say grid template columns now. 350 pixel, 250 pixel, and 200 pixel. All right. Then we'll set the height to 600 pixel. We'll observe. Okay. Sounds like they take shape on Abi. All right. So now, the next thing we need to do, we need to target this louver. Then inside this louver now, we'll set position to relative since we want to make sure say all these items were inside now. We go like to position them now freely. So most likely we will set the circular them to position absolute. So that I would do here. Inside decoration, I will target this louver. Then I'll set position to relative. And border rights will be 2 pixel solid digit color. Then overflow hidden. Okay. So we'll get something like this. I'll observe this thing again, Seth. If you even look this in WSF, if we make this very first one the largest rectangle, and this other one will be the medium, we'll not really know how big this other one is because it expands go reach the end. So we'll just make sure say both this last one and this middle one here now the same size. So instead of 200 here, now I'll just make this last rectangle now to be 250 pixel. Okay. Then we need to kill this last border where they're here. So to do that, we will target this louver again. Then we'll say we want the last child. May that last child border rights be none. You see, you know it there again. Okay. So now let's get template now. I will do the move. The next thing we need to do now, we need to target circular. So that's circular now. It's our set position to absolute. Then we'll set the width to 400 pixel and the height to 400 pixel because it needs to be a perfect circle. So since we don't get this rectangle, background color, we'll just use orange. Then we'll set border radius now to 100%. So now we'll curve These are rectangle now to make sure say, sorry, these are square now to make sure so we get a perfect circle. Now set overflow to hidden. Okay. So that gets all the circles so let's say we need. So what we just need to do now, if you fit guess, we just need to target these individual rectangles now, then target their circle, then start to like the position them now, they enter different places now, make the take shape, just like the way it be for inside the design. You get. So what we need to do now, after this circular, I'll target digits. I'll still set position to absolute or digits. Then font size. You need to big well. So font size. If we use like, we'll try 120 pixel first. Then the font weight will be 700. While the color will be digit color. Oh Christ. You see this web always a pop up here. For the past how many months, I had to use my Windows to they work. Now my Mac not to they work. So I thought they used to mark commands there for inside my VS Code. So when I type out now, if I just do a command now, I'll just remember saying that Windows not they use now. No register. You just open that rubbish out. Okay. This is not big ratio. I'll try 220. Let's say so go for big. I'll try 180. See the good thing of using a UI template made from Figma and the rest, you need to use IT to gauge font size. Now just for you to check or inspect what the designer use. You get. But if you know so you want the designer is kind of like that now, at least you need to use IT to gauge them. Even though it's not that accurate, but make it as close as possible. So anyhow, okay, this one at 19, not be 18 safe. So I'll just come in, I'll change the second one to 19. Okay. All right, no continuation. So the next thing I need to do now, after I target this digit now, I'll target the very first one of this decoration. So decoration will collapse this louvers. Then inside decoration, I will get large. So I just say large. Then we'll target the circular. We'll set top to 50% because we want to centralize this circle now to this middle here. So top 50%, then transform, translate to 0, then minus 50%. I inspect this, it is up. So inspect digits, circular. Okay. This our transform never work. What happened? Oh, no comma. All right. So now we're all done like this, and I think it look similar to what we'll get here, but we still need to address this digit for this place here. So to address the digit now, what we need to do, we'll target digits, then we'll set top to 60 pixel, and we'll set right to minus 60 pixel. Okay. Inspect. It's either the position to go inside or the font too big. We'll reduce the font first, mostly. So like 150. We'll take them back. 170. Then top to 45 and the right to 60. So 170, 45, 60. All right. 170. Where you? So we'll change the font size to 170. And top, I believe, 45. Okay. So we'll not tidy this very first one. So we'll see how we'll take arrange the second one. So for the second one, we might close this thing. For the second one, we'll target. In fact, I might just duplicate this thing self. So we'll change large now to medium. So for the circular, we'll set top to 40 pixel. And our left could be 65%. While our transform will be minus 50% by 0. So transform and left together, or transform and these position values together, they centralize an absolute position item to a particular container. I get so just play around with these values. Okay. You see, in order to decentralize, if I change this thing back to where? If I change like 50%, you see, I say the circle they curved where to make sure say the thing is centralized. But this one now, so they shifted a bit to the right hand side. So let me kind of use 65 here. And yeah, another thing what I observe now, see the spacing between this and this. Anyhow, more just do these things ago, because most times by the time you don't actually achieve what you want to achieve, you want to just to try to tweak the values. Then if you know they use any Figma or any style guide or something, you get. So we need to target this digit now, and for the digit we'll set let's see, we'll set z index to -1 so that this 90 go back of this circle. So I'll say z index to -1. Get that at the back. Then we'll set bottom to 120 pixels so that I could push on the bottom come. Then we'll take out top. Okay. So we'll get something like this. In fact, I'm going to increase the height of this thing. Most of that go long, so. The height of the decoration, I'm going to take it to like maybe 700. Okay. We'll say 650. I like it like this. So we'll just record this later when we'll finish everything. All right. So what we need to do next? Now we need to target the copy. So for the copy, we'll just set position to absolute and width to 50%. Okay. And we'll say maybe the font size be 12 pixels. Then font width could be 600. And text transform to capitalize. We'll set the line height to 1.4 and padding left could be 18 pixels. So we'll see. All right, so we'll get something like this. So the next thing we need to do, we need to set the button to be 40 pixels so that I could push on the button come. So I just set button to 40 pixels. All right. So now to make it seem much more interesting, you see, I say this copy here and this copy now exactly the same style. What is just the difference now? They are position values. So we need to make sure that this styles what we use for here and they affect this guy too. So to do that now, I'll take out every single style where I declare where it's specific to the copy inside this medium. We'll take them up now to come just after these digits. So inside this louver, we get circular, we get digits, and now copy. So every of this container now, we get this copy now, they will get exactly the same styling and values. But if we need to differentiate something now, we just need to go to their individual container, then we'll target them and we'll do it one do. So if you observe now, we don't get the same styles, but now this particular container with a set bottom to 40 pixels and it affects just the copy for inside that particular rectangle. Okay, so we don't tidy the medium. The next thing we need to do now, we need to tidy the large. Sorry, we need to tidy the small first, the large. We need to tidy the small. So small, then circular. We'll set bottom to 20 pixel, and right go be 100 pixel, because we need to push and go inside. It seems to go inside, so we use like 150. It seems to go inside small. It's 160. God bless it to go inside though. 155. Okay. I think I like this. So now I realize we'll not do this one now, yeah? What we need to do now? We need to push the copy come down small. You get? We need to push the copy come down small. Okay. So to push the copy come down small, yeah? We'll target the top, then we'll set on 70 pixel. All right. You know what? My is inspect element here. Make sure say these values that they were. Even this in now, when I they look at now, a couple like say it cut over long. Now I go back to this place again, which is the height of the decoration. Motion to 600. So what we need to do, or probably the circle too big. Most change the circle from 400 to 350. Let's see. Good like this. Okay. Good like this. No, take them back to 400, I beg. I don't want to try to make this in the perfect. I want to just give an understanding of how you take get something similar to this. So if you want to make it perfect, do your own make perfect. But like this, at least you don't get the gist of how I'll take this something like this. So I'll just make sure say this 18 show small. So to do that, I'll target the top now. Yeah? We'll take them up small. Then right, we'll take them out small. 50. Okay, so 50, 35. So I'll go back to the large. 50 and 35. Okay. Then for this 19, we definitely need to bring our count down small. So we'll target the bottom. We'll take them down. Let's see. This needs so long because see this thing I got to. It needs so long. We'll take the height back to 650. Carry it 100, come yourself. 600, 700, 800. Top 35, right 50. So we'll take them down small to 55. So digits 55. Okay. So it all looks similar. Then we need to bring the 19 out a little bit to hide inside. So this digit now will set the right, make comma size small. We'll say 40 or 50. Okay. Then we'll take them down a bit. We'll leave on like this a bit. The bottom will be 120 pixel, while the right will be minus 50 pixel. Minus 50. All right. So refresh, get something like this. Then I think for now, it'll look a lot similar like what we'll get here. We'll address this infrared hidden space and this explore very soon. So what we just need to do now, we just need to add our images, right? So to do that, we're going to introduce the image back. I can collapse all these things. So the very first image, I get some fine images, so I'll be like, say, I download for pexels.com. Fine images. So the business not forget the exact image, then maybe like say they use for that their design. We'll just use images of these vintage cars where you can see mostly for Cuba and for Lagos. Okay, so for the very first image, we'll target and we'll say image slash, we'll use 04. So I like that image very well. Okay. So the image will come up, but it's too big. So to go to target image now inside circular. And we'll set the height to 100%. The same thing for the width. Then object fits to cover and object position to center. Okay, so get something like this. But this is your image for this design. I really feels design. Well, we'll not forget that, but if you get them, your luck. What do we even do, Sha? If you say instead of the position to be center, left, right. We'll use right. Then image slash 02 and image slash 03.jpg. Okay. So I did in scatter. So as these are these right for all of them now, yeah. Let's say object position. I beg leave it like that, I beg. If you get different image, use different image. But this one, although the image not fit the design, it not gonna make it fine like the way this one fine, but anyhow, if you get another image, use another image. I want to say you understand what they try to achieve here, which is the aim of everything last. So more just side I for leave on with this thing like this, so just make this thing on our assignments. But anyhow, more just do to fulfill all righteousness. So what I go do, I'll come out to this copy now. So the very first thing is a copy of content rather. I'll come back to the content. Then inside this heading title, I'm going to change that to 700. Most CRCB. Okay, 700 look good. So we'll change the heading title now to 700. Then for the small text, we already set margin button. We need to set position relative because you see this line where they swear. We will use a before pseudo element now. Take tidy am. You get so we will use the before, then we'll set on to position absolute. So make sure say it's there within this area of a parent that we need to set the parent as relative. You're supposed to know these things by now. So I'll set display to block. I'm gonna say inline block. Then we'll already send font size. Font size, I think it's a little bit too big. So take out like 12 pixel. Okay. Then we'll set font weight to 400, 600. 10 to 10. All right. So text transform will be capitalized, and we'll set the color to orange red, and before content, we'll set the width to 60 pixel, then the height will be 2 pixel, while the background color will be orange red as a parent. Then left minus 90 pixel. Then top goes down to 50 pixel because we need to centralize that line now horizontally to the actual text. And transform, translate 0 minus 50%. Oh, no position absolute. So position absolute. Okay. So now it did like this, but what we need to do now, we need to rotate this thing. So what we'll do, We will rotate this small text here. In fact, I inspect again. So the first thing we need to do, we need to set transform origin to 0. Then transform rotate 45 degree. No. So the good thing about this inspect element, they give you some for these things where like so go make you rotate exactly how you want them to be. So if we rotate backwards to like 270, we'll get something like this, which is exactly what we want, right? So 270, then we'll set top now to minus 100 pixel. I'll get something like this. So you see, I said all this similar to it there. If you see tweaker, because like I said, this line to take, so if you even take the line where target the after, take the before, we'll take this height now to like 1 pixel and look good. If you want tweaker, if you see tweaker, but I think like this, my mind don't rest. So I'll just paste this code here. Then take this one back to 1 pixel. And we'll get something like this. So this here. Just check them out. Even though say not they as accurate, and if you still put in maybe like another 30 minutes to observe some certain things now, if you just show this design more love and it will resemble exactly what we'll get here. But for now, you don't understand the gist. You see how we take tidy them, and you understand some of the basic things now. We're gonna make sure it's okay, we'll get the design. No design they too complicated. You get, if you understand how they structure them, small, you could grab them. So anyhow, probably I will leave this code link for the description of this video if I go actually take on to GitHub. But anyhow, I'll make sure so I get hands-on, because if I take it and go GitHub now, when I just copy them, run them, go just work for now. But follow the video, write the code so that your hand is strong. That's so you take good for inside this matter. So anyhow, I'm your lawyer boy from Double Salt and Big Tank, and I'll see you now for the next video. And also, collect your PVC. Election done here. Go vote.